Welcome to the Vitality Handbook. My name is Yao A. Owusu Jr., your resident Vitality consultant. To my right, Andre Bibbins Jr., the alien. To my left, Nicholas Lopez Jr., the Terminator. He got the waves going today.
Word.
I wasn't sure if I was going to say the Terminator, the smooth operator.
Hold on, the surfer? Is that a character, the surfer, the Silver Surfer?
Silver Surfer's
See?
That's a beast. He was a world.
That's what I'm saying.
He was
Silver
a world
Surfer.
killer. Okay.
You might be going Silver Surfer.
Okay. Surfer is.
We'll see.
I got the waves. I got cocoa butter. I use coconut oil.
We got that. Yeah.
Okay. Without further ado, my people, our community, we're having a conversation on mindset. We know the pillars. If this is your first time, mindset, sleep, nutrition, recovery in the physical realm, and exercise. Check out the last episodes. If you know, you know. Okay. All right, so we're going to get into it. Mindset. We went over this a lot of times. Season 3. Let's have a conversation. Ready? Let's go. Nicholas, what we got to say about people? What do we got to say?
People got to find their inner leader.
Like that? Like that?
That's really our job. I broadcasted a message to my client community recently. The title was Alignment. I'm getting great responses I wouldn't even, I didn't expect any responses. I just put it out. And the type of responses I'm getting from people that you would label successful, from Harvard, from all these type of blah, blah, blah. It goes to show that you have to recognize the leadership ability of what type of values you want to lead in society. You know, because there's almost an infinite amount of values in society. And you need to spend the time on the self-awareness to recognize those values that stand out the most to you. Obviously, we're aligned here on this platform because the value of health is very strong in our lives and in the communities. So that's one value that we are leading others through. And I'm recognizing that in this process of coaching, one of my God-given or talent is really understanding what it takes to change. Like the art, I called it the art of coaching is figuring out how to enable change. Okay, the art of coaching is not.
I like that.
The art of coaching is not a 1999 monthly program. The art of coaching is not showcasing the fruits of labor on social media. The art of coaching is not how big of a marketing team or budget you got. That's not the art of coaching. The art of coaching is how do you enable change? And I would even say the art of leadership, because every coach out there has an inner leader in them that's still being developed. I would say the art ultimately comes down to the science, the art of change. And very, very recently, I had to broadcast that message out to everybody I work with and respectfully say, this is where I am your leader in these values, in these wellness values, and how they're going to enable your change. This is where I have to lead you. So if you want to come on this journey that I will lead you through, let's do this, this, and that.
I love that, man. I was getting lost in the sauce right there, man. I love that introspective view that you take. Nick has gone leaps and bounds when it comes to this wellness game. He's one of the leaders. He won't say it, but I'm going to say it, right? He's one of the leaders when it comes to thinking about how we can make systems in place to encourage, to enable, whatever word you actually want to use, transformation. And when he says leading someone in change, there's so many people out there that have a $12.99, a $19.99, a $299 program that you really don't see change. You still see people with body dysmorphia. You still see people that have a very weak mental state. You still see people that are depressed, right? And in a coaching program or a transformational program, it needs to be a multi-dimensional change, changing your mindset. That's number one. If I get into a program and my mindset is not at least encouraged to change or have a journey for that change, I don't see that as a complete thing, right? If you're not letting me in on the secrets of how you've helped other people experience that transformation and change, then what am I buying into? My thing is, you have to recognize, do you actually want to change? Do you want to change? If you do, are you taking the right steps for said change? Because if you're not taking the right steps for said change, hire a coach, right? Get onto a program that fits your needs to actually have that transformation. I have to call into question if you really want to change. Some people are happy where they are. Some people love that trauma. They love to be hurt because people know them as that hurt person, or they know them as that fat person, or they know them as that skinny person, or they know that person that, who cares about wellness? I'm just going to eat hot dogs and cheese fries and do whatever. I'm going to live life. Are you really living, or are you dying slow or dying fast? So you have to really understand, do you want real transformation? Number one. And if you do, then you got to talk about what Nick is saying. Follow that journey of a professional that can help you experience that change or transformation. Mr. Dre, embark on some wisdom, my sir.
Any questions? I heard some things.
I got you.
Any questions? Yeah.
I got you. I would add to what Yao said about people having to recognize that they themselves have to change. I would add that in this environment, there are so many people and systems in place to try to prevent change. And if you think about what that means is, we were talking about marketing teams last episode, like they want the data to remain unchanged, because now I know exactly how to market to this person. I know exactly what they're thinking. I know exactly what their fears are. I know. So this environment, I'm going to start promoting things that keep them in the loop. I mean, it goes deeper than that. I just heard that there was a conversation between the CEOs of private institutions and the CEO of record labels. That there's meetings between those. And in a sense, whether it's real or not, whether it's a thought that's been put out, manufactured, what would they be talking about? It's like, okay, how do I prepare to prevent or control or lead what's called inception, right? Lead somebody's mindset in a way that's more predictable. Like all these things that are coming out technology-wise, it's almost like predictive analytics. I want to predict what this person's next move is, so I know exactly what time to serve them an ad. I know exactly what type of marketing campaign is going to be able to touch them. I know exactly what group they fall into. I know exactly what type of political campaign. I know. So in the world of predictive analytics, I would take that a step further and say, there's so many things enabling people to not make a change, to stay in that pre-contemplation stage. And there's six stages of behavioral change. So I would say, Dre, before we circle back into the 6 stages of behavioral change, because we're really about change on this platform, Dre, you've changed and you've seen so many changes, and you have some like Native American blood in you. Like you were probably a shaman in one of your past lives, because you
and a warrior.
you just attract people who need mentorship in a different type of way. I think you actually are highly empathetic, and I think the skills that it took to still have a positive mindset in the environments that you came out of is actually what allows you to be empathetic on a different level. So I want to ask you, in your experience, and I also ask Yao, what is that one moment where you realize that the catalyst for change has been enabled? What's that one spark that you normally see in an individual when you know that they are ready for change or ready for?
Me and Yao had a conversation and we spoke about it. So it's funny that you say that. Basically, the two things that I look for and see and automatically grasp onto is being coachable. And I know that it always gets the job done. The first one is hard work, right? Hard work, dedicated to the hard work, and listening. So if you're listening, it's easier to be coachable, right? And I could say being coachable too, but I would say the two words for me is hardworking, and hardworking can be in so many different avenues. You got hardworking, and you got 5 different things that's associated with hardworking, right? And hardworking and listening skills, great listening skills. So those are the 2 that I look for, that I know that's going to make you coachable, right? And then when I say coachable, it doesn't mean coachable and I want you to be dependent on me. I'm coaching you so you could be independent. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. I'm going to be on brand. What I'm looking for is this person aware? Are they self-aware? Are they aware of who they are? Because if you want to be coached or to change, you have to know where your starting point is. Then I'll look for belief. Do they believe that they can get to that task? I want to climb the mountain. Do you believe you can? Nah, I don't know. Well, you're not going to do it. I want to lose 10 pounds. Do you believe you can? I don't know. But you're not going to do it. So that belief is very important. And then, like he said, discipline. How disciplined is this person going to be? Are they coming in on time? Are they showing up when I say show up at this time? Do this homework. Just do this one exercise for 2 days. Can they do it? And that's what it comes down to for me. One, are they aware of where they are, who they are, their starting point? Do they believe in themselves that they can have the desired outcome that they say they want? And can they stick to a plan? Do they trust the process? Do they trust the process? And if someone trusts a process and is willing to stay disciplined in that process, and they continue to have the belief that I can do it, some days will be bad, some days will be good, some days you're not going to want to do it. Motivation is fake to me. It's about discipline, right? Do they have that belief? And then are they self-aware? You have to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, you're going to fall for anything. And that's why I think a lot of these sliding in social media, they can keep you in place. No one can keep me in place because I know who I am.
Yep.
I know who I am. You can't control me. You want to buy our company, you want to buy our YouTube channel, you can't control me because I know who I am. I know who I am, what I am, right? So I would say that's what I'm looking for when a good client, someone to coach, if they have those 3 things, know who they are, whether it's good or bad, indifferent, believe that you can get that thing that you say you want or you're hiring us for, and then can you stay disciplined? Can you stick to the plan? Can you trust the process on rainy days, snowy days, sunny days, whatever it is?
And that's where the hard work, that's why I said the hard work. So those fall under hard work.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? So
1,000%.
That's perfect. Those fall under hard
1,000%.
work.
Discipline is, can you get up every morning and do this? Baby's crying, wife wants you to spend time with her, business partner say we got to have these meetings.
And it's hard work believing too. It's hard work believing.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So I would say that would be my answer. I know it's long-winded, I know it's on brand, but I can't run away from what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do.
And I want to answer one of the when I think you said, and then y'all was like about pay this price for this coaching.
Right.
And I've said it in previous episodes. We probably said it or whatever, but people, it's not that they prey on, and we could say the marketing teams, right? We could say they prey on, but you know what? They prey on people needing emotional support. Emotional support. They're willing to pay their money just for emotional support. Not necessarily to change, not necessarily it's just emotional support. That's it. And that's who they market to.
Yeah.
100%.
What I'm getting inspired to communicate on right now, my heart feels ablaze, like charged up. There's 2 things. On the first part, I want to ask you guys if you're ready for what's about to come in Q4 over the next 3 months, where all our brands and our businesses are about to elevate to the next level because we've stepped into a different level of alignment, empathy, communication. I want to ask how you guys are getting ready for what comes with that type of growth? What are the growing pains? Sorry, how do you prepare yourself for the growing pains that are about to be coming? Specifically, okay, we're speaking to all the business owners who realize that there's sole proprietorship and then there's entrepreneurship. And this, sorry, I just want to let that simmer. Then you gotta let that simmer, man. Something you gotta let it cool. When you take it out the oven, you gotta just let it sit.
You say you're burning. You say your heart was burning, so I'm burning with you. I'm ready to go.
Sometimes it's a smooth fire. And then the second point is, I had a dream recently where, and this is in line with what's really standing out is like a burning. Please remember what I said previously, because I'm probably not going to remember. But
the question you just asked, I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
but right now with this, what's been on my heart and my mind and my soul is like, for the people in this industry, okay, is that everybody doesn't realize how privileged they are. They talk this one game, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, so I can look at you in the eyes or the camera and say this, right? You talk this certain game about wanting to be the best, but the money you earn from this game, you spend on building other people's brands up. And those brands are normally not minority owned. Or the people you try to empower own. You talk about this one game of social empowerment, but then you go and spend all your entire bag on
Gucci,
on whatever LVMH brand you talk about, whatever other, like, wow, I didn't realize, like, damn, you can do a lot with $1,000 extra a month. So I would say, before I transition over to you guys, what I realize is the people who have the opportunity to use capital as soon as you get extra bread, are you going to spend it immediately on? Do you have the mindset to spend it immediately on increasing your standard of living, or increasing the standard of society? It's really that simple. That's what keeps me charged up. It's like, wow, I realize how much people are really talking this one game, but then they're spending all their bread on increasing their own standard of living versus increasing the standard of society. And I really look forward to putting all my heart and energy, like I constantly do, in building a team, making my contribution to this team by building a team that's really aligned with the contribution to increase, really align with increasing the standard of society, using the extra bread on that. So I want to ask you guys, how are you prepared for the growing pains that are about to come with being in that position to start to influence society at a higher level?
All right, so the answer, you circled back to your first initial
somehow.
Good job. Somehow, because he was flowing. All right, so plain and simple for me is, how am I preparing myself? I'm preparing my mind every day. I'm reading, I'm writing, thanks to Nick giving me my digital notebook. I'm crazy. And I'm preparing my mindset to be adaptable to whatever the universe brings my way. For Nick, and going to that word alignment, which I love, is you have to figure out where you align with. Are you trying to make society better? Most people aren't trying to make society better. Most people just want to make their pockets fatter. You have empathy, so you're trying to actually make society better for our kids and our family, our future kids. Most people don't want to do that because most people are selfish. And you have to be selfless if you're going to actually enhance humanity. And there's only a small minority of people that actually want to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? So first of all, where do you align? Are you with this? Are you with that? Are you trying to help the human experience? Or are you just trying to help your own experience? And hey, whatever you want to do is what you want to do. Around here, we're going to help the human experience, but we're human, so by default, that's going to help our experience. So how do you look at that situation? That's number one. That's how I prepare myself for Q4, is making sure I'm adaptable and building teams and systems. So that's what we're doing. We're building teams and we're building systems. So that's what we're doing. Now, when we're talking about, are we about that life? That's what Nick is saying. That was a long thing about saying, are you about that life? Are you about that life of helping your community, of helping your family, generational health, not just generational wealth? You about that bag, but you about that epigenetics, enhancing your own DNA for the next and the next and the next to come. Stop being so selfish. Be selfless sometimes, right? And that's how I will attack that. I can keep going, but Mr. Dre, what we got to say to the people?
People are, to answer what you said, the money, people are in love with status. That's number one. People are in love with status. As we can see that you can go from a nobody. I don't want to, but a nobody. I don't want to say stuff. All right, a nobody that looked like complete and go viral, and now you're the hottest thing in the world. But no one would have never looked your way. You couldn't get a girl. You couldn't get. You don't know how to talk to people.
Nobody respects you.
No one respects you. All this stuff, but your status got you that fake love, I guess. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely fake love, by the way. And the second one was being ready. I've been ready, man. Ever since my uncle said he was gonna come get me. Ever since the people said they was gonna come get me and never came got me, I've been ready. I've been ready since day one. I've been, now I'm gonna just talk, right? Everything that you guys seeing now, all this stuff, the cameras, teaming up, it takes time because I'm not just gonna team up with anybody. I'm not just gonna do stuff because of status, or I wanna be associated with people and all that stuff like that, whatever the fake stuff that goes along with that. So I've been manifesting this stuff. I've been walking down the street saying this stuff like this. I've been saying in my head to myself, because people think you're crazy when you tell them something, so it's best to just not say nothing at all and just show and prove. So sometimes that's why I don't say much, because people be like, oh, okay, right? Or they'll steal your idea. So that's why I'm always on my team like, no, we're going outside and talk about this, or no, we're doing this, or no, we're doing that. So when you see drops, that's when you see them. I don't have to tell you what I was doing. You know what I was doing. You know what we were doing. You know all this stuff. So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
They're watching. I love that. Okay, fellas, we're talking about mindset of coaching, the art of coaching, like Nick was saying. That's really what this episode is about. You could say is the art of coaching, the art of leadership, the mindset of coaching, whatever you want to say. Let's talk to the people, which we always do. And I always say the people because you guys are the people. You guys and gals are the people. And we are the people. We're all humans. So let's talk to the humans out there. Readying your mindset for what? Why should we focus on mindset at all? Does it mean anything? Nick, we're going to go to you first, and Dre, we're going to you.
Recognize where you belong in culture. Recognize what your contribution to culture is.
That's fine.
Just do that, because I'm going to make sure that I do my part when it comes to culture and understanding that science of culture. You'll see. Just recognize where you belong in culture and the type of culture that you're trying to move forward with.
Fire. Salute from the room.
Yeah, Mr. Dre.
Yeah. I don't know if this aligns with stuff, but it's just something on my mind about what we're talking about. Just everything just wrapped up. Just make sure when you do something, just make sure it's genuine. Just make sure it's genuine. Make sure it's from, I want to say from the heart, right? Just make sure it's genuine whatever you do, right?
Just control what you can control. Make sure that you know yourself and you're aware. So social media, the government, who else? It's going to be harder for them to control you if you can manage and control yourself. So always remember, you have the responsibility, the choice, and the authority to be sovereign. You are the man. You are the woman. You are the king. You are the queen. You can be. That is your potential. And to get to that potential, you have to be better than you were today. Okay? Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Let's go, baby! Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let's get into it. Thank you, sir.
Perfect.